Hey everyone, and welcome to another live challenger commentary from a SkillCapped expert. This guide comes from our website, SkillCapped.com, where we have over 500 Smurf commentaries by the top players and coaches, teaching you exactly how to escape the rank that you're stuck in. There's 14 brand new commentaries added each week, and a site-exclusive feature where our challenger experts will answer any and all questions that you have. All of this and so much more can be unlocked at our website, SkillCapped.com, so click the link in the description below, head to SkillCapped.com, and get the rank you've always wanted.
Hey everyone, welcome to SkillCapped's Smurf Commentaries. My name is Evness, I'm Challenger 80 Carry, and today we will be playing Samira in Gold Elo. So starting items going to be pretty standard, and we will look for a possible invade. We're going to be playing with Karma as our support versus Lucian Braum, and how we're going to play this lane out pretty much depends on what kind of trades and HP advantages Karma can find in the lane phase. If Braum trades back really well, then we're not going to be able to control the wave like we want. As opposed to if Karma is finding really good trades, we would be able to start freezing the wave and then look to punish them for going for CS, especially since Lucian is also a 500 range 80 carry, so playing with pretty short ranges in the bot lane. We also have Zac jungle against Rengar. Pretty much what this means is Zac is a pretty weak champion early on, and Rengar could be a pretty strong champion early on, so as long as Rengar doesn't snowball, eventually Zac's gonna outscale him because he's gonna be more useful in team fights with his utility. So we just have to make sure we're not going to feed the enemy Rengar. Make sure that we are keeping track of where he is to prevent any chances of him snowballing. Normally you'd want to leash melee range, but I haven't played in Samira in a while. The extra few damage that you can get from melee auto attacks can pretty much cover up for one entire auto attack if the majority of your leashing autos are melee. So Lucian has the faster shoving wave, as in he's much closer to his level 2 than me and Karma are. That's just because they ended up getting into lane first. Karma mispositioning, getting killed because she wasn't respecting their level 2, and that's going to be a-okay. We just have to make sure we can continue to CS and not lose too much. We are getting solo XP from Karma's death. A lot of times people get frustrated when their support dies in lane, even though it is bad that Lucian gets kill golds. It's not the worst thing in the world because we get solo XP, so we don't need to pop our potion just yet unless we feel threatened. Not feeling too threatened right now. I'm gonna keep the potion in case they're just gonna reset after pushing the wave, right? Because if they do that, then holding on the potion means we won't have to buy a potion for the next portion of laning phase where we're coming back to lane, right? So we last saw Lucian hovering in that middle bush. We're just gonna make sure we don't. I used my I used my W pretty early there, so I didn't have my W when Braum went for his Q, so that pretty much means I had to burn flash. And we need to shove in this wave now because they just died, right? So we want to make sure the wave bounces towards us. Our wave is pretty big from the way it has stacked so far, so we're just going to make sure it crashes. Take the base, buy a Noon Quiver, and a refillable potion because it's 4 minutes in. Pretty early for us to get some use out of Filbo Potion. We're also gonna wait for a control word because we're sitting here for mana anyway. And we're gonna be walking straight back to lane. So that was a misplay for me to walk up in the first bush because we saw Lucian last in the middle bush. I just didn't keep track of where Braum was, and that's really bad for me. You don't want to lose track of where the enemy support is, especially if it's a CC support. So if you have no vision, just respect it. Just make sure our control word is safe and sound. Braum should have no wall. Braum should have no wall, but I couldn't go in there anyway because I just didn't have the angle to, and Karma was very far behind me. Karma was postured more aggressively and instantly pressed W on the Lucian that's eating forward. Then he would get snared because Braum can't defend against Karma W, and Lucian also used his E to go forward there. That would have been an impossible angle in which I would have been able to go in, especially since Braum had no E. But didn't happen, so we're just going to slow push in this wave. We don't want to fast push this because we're worried that they can hold the wave for... they can hold the wave and then pressure me to walk forward for a gank. Instead, if you wait for the wave to walk forward naturally, and then you can observe their movements to see if there's an incoming gank or not. They walk backwards, so we walk forward for the ward, but Rengar also showed mid, so we're not too concerned. At this point, just shove in the wave and make sure the wave crashes. There's also always a possibility that they will hold the wave regardless of the fact that it's already pretty close to the turret. If they really wanted to, they can pretty much just walk up. That W was pretty bad, but I assumed Lucian would throw out his auto attack instead of his Q. EQ for Lucian is a very bad use of his mana. I'm gonna go for Rengar first because he's gonna be the lowest HP. Then we're gonna go for Dragon because they just all died, so they can't contest us for this Dragon. We're gonna get this Dragon and then walk back bots. Make sure the wave crashes because this wave is not good for us, right? So we can leave this pretty early because we know that junglers would like to pretty much smite the Dragon anyway. So leave early pretty much and let them smite the Dragon to their content and go back to base for items, which I'm going to go for shield bow components as well as tier 1 boots because I have the gold for that. I would like to say that if I had 2,000 golds, I would have went for Vampiric Scepter into tier 2 boots because I really like mobility. Now Braum is going to be doing the control ward. It's going to be pretty bad for him. He can't really get out of this one. He can't get out of this one because I think he flashed. Yeah, he flashed. Notice how this wave is pretty good for a freeze, so we can pretty much just pull it up and sit in the bush. And this is pretty much what happens when you get a lane advantage. You can pretty much just pressure them off the wave, make them lose CS continuously. Can't really kill Lucian, so we're gonna back off. He was chugging a pot and my Q was on cooldown. So pretty much can't kill him. So now we're going to shove in the wave, because if he stays, we can dive him. It looks like he's going to stay, so I will demonstrate what a dive is going to look like. Basically punish him for the fact that he's staying in the first place. He's super greedy for the CS. Braum isn't going to be back for a while, so we can just walk up here. We're gonna end up killing Braum. We had both summoners there, and we had a stack of our fillable potions, so pretty much guarantees that the play is gonna go well no matter what. We have vision of the enemy jungle as well, so if Rengar wanted to gank, he would be ulting from base. Or he could just ult through this Gromp area, I guess. But it's gonna be really inconvenient for him to gank, so we pretty much just took advantage of that and punish the Lucian for being greedy. And then gonna want to look for one more plate, but it's not necessary, so we'll just go ahead and base. We're gonna level up our E because we max E second. It looks like there's a ward here, but no, there wasn't a ward there. So we're gonna get our two boots, and we're gonna start building into our collector. Not sure if Tabby's the best option here. Honestly, Merc Treads would be kind of good as well, but right now I'm really only concerned about Rengar. He's pretty much the only thing that can kill me. Cassiopeia is pretty behind. So Tabbies or plated steel caps should be a-okay. Berserker Greaves should also be fine here. Forgot to mention, Samira hitting level 6 is pretty much just raw damage. It doesn't really change how you play her. You're pretty much looking to use unique things anyway when you normally trade. So when you get Samira ulti, pretty much the only difference in your gameplay is you're playing with the knowledge that you have more damage. And at this point, I'm just walking forward to push them off the CS, right? To make sure they just can't access the CS for as long as possible. They're not going to lose any of these minions. They're not going to lose any of these minions, in terms of XP at least, because we can't pressure them that far back. But we're just going to set this up for a slow push, and then what the slow push means is we get to punish them while they try their best to like CS under tower. What is going on? So I didn't want to walk up there, also because there was a pink ward in the banana bush. I was kind of concerned about that. But Rengar ended up dying, and Zach just walked through Rengar's jungle to gank, so that's going to make the dive really easy for us. And now we are going to be going for the dragon. Pretty much because they're all dead again. So it's pretty much a free objective. And then right after the objective, let's go back bot. We can also go mid, to be honest, but I'm going to assume that Cassiopeia is going to respect the fact that dragon just got killed. She's got back off. Apparently she didn't. I could have actually killed him there. But should always play with the assumption that the opponent is not gonna make silly mistakes like that. I have W, so I'm not really too concerned about the Braum Q. Could probably 1v2 here, so said probably. I was wrong. I was wrong by just about one auto attack. Slightly unfortunate. I'm not sure how they procced the Braum passive so fast, because I didn't get hit by the Braum Q, but it was probably because Braum auto attacked me into Lucian double shots and whatnot. Slightly impatient and a little bit of limit testing. It's gonna cost a 1k gold swing, but In this particular game, it seems like it's going to be super one-sided anyway, so we're not going to be too concerned about that. We're going back bots. Pretty much the macro is... For most of the time, you're going to want to keep going bots and just freeze waves and kill them. And then if they're dead, you go for tower. And you're going to want to keep going bots until their bot tower goes down. That's pretty much the general guidelines. Obviously, there are correct macro calls on when to rotate and not be in bot lane. But generally speaking, you can play pretty standard and climb out of the majority of the elo system. We're to get the tower. We're allowed to roam now, pretty much. That Karma was really ambitious there. So we're just gonna shove out one more wave. Not really too concerned about Rengar because pretty much can 1v3. Let's get E across to kill the Gromp. And then we're to go mid to help out with the mid tower. Make sure that is going to our favor as well. Pick up the rest of mid wave. And we should be able to get this tower with the help of Fizz. Gonna pop a refillable pot right about now because it doesn't hurt. Playing back there pretty much, that was baiting them to pretty much go in until they were in a place where I can go in on them and they can no longer escape. Only a thing you can really do when you're fed or even, baiting the enemies. If you're behind, should not play aggressively or look to limit tests or to bait them because they can probably just shred you and you're not going to do enough damage. But since I'm ahead, I'm pretty much allowed to do that. And I'm going to keep shoving the waves because we need to get the tier 2 turret. Tier 2 turret opens up the map so we can get wards in their jungle. Cassiopeia still had her R pretty much. Knew she had R because she didn't use R before, and then we have to play careful with that knowledge. There's gonna be a Garen charging up at me. Be a little bit careful there. And we're gonna just end up killing him straight up. Finishing tier 2 tower, we can go for third, but I'm kind of low on mana now and should be good for us to base around now. Because we also have quite a bit of gold stored in our pockets. But since 3 of them were dead and Zac comes for reinforcements, I guess we're staying. Riftchild's also being dropped here. Ideally, we finish the inhibitor before the Riftchild charge, but doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. We can't follow up on the Zac Airborne because we were in Miasma. Rengar's probably looking to dash on me, so we're gonna just keep our eyes out for that. I was just flashing because pretty much could kill him if I flash, because my E was coming up. I don't have enough mana for it, but I still had heal from move speed as well. But Rengar ended up just standing still and just accepting death, so that made my flash look super bad. And I'm pretty sure at this point we're just gonna end the game, and that's gonna be that for this Smurf commentary. I hope. Would really like to base and use some of this colds and get some mana back as well. But it does seem like we are trying our best to end. yeah. And that's gonna be that. That's the end of this commentary. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.
And remember, this guide comes from our website SkillCapped.com, where we have over 500 Smurf commentaries by the top players and coaches teaching you exactly how to escape the rank that you're stuck in. Not only that, but we release 14 brand new Smurf commentaries with cutting edge builds and meta champions every single week. And if that wasn't enough, we have a site exclusive feature where you can ask the Challenger expert any question you want, anything you're struggling with or confused about, and are guaranteed a response by them. All of this can be unlocked for as little as $5 a month and is backed by our rank improvement guarantee. That means a full refund if you don't improve. That's not all, you also get the most comprehensive League of Legends training on the internet with over 900 videos and 150 courses teaching you exactly what you need to know to improve. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below, head to SkillCapped.com and join the hundreds of thousands of satisfied SkillCapped members and get that rank you've always wanted.